If no more games are played, was LeBron's season still deemed a success?
No, not to me, but it's not because of him. I'm just sad because to be 35 years of age in his 17th season, playing the way that he has played, you got to tip your cap to him. It's just sensational. The flip side to it, however, is that, again, there's no closure. There's no closure. LeBron James, as I've said on many, many occasions, graduated a long time ago. We take for granted, and maybe we should, his success from October to April. It is a foregone conclusion. He's going to average 27 a game. He's going to be one of the top 3 players, if not the best player on the planet, et cetera, et cetera. He has graduated to a point where you almost virtually ignore what he's doing during the regular season, and he's measured by what transpires in the postseason. And with Kawhi Leonard right there in L.A., with Russell Westbrook and Harden in Houston, with the Greek Freak in the Eastern Conference in Milwaukee, but there's no closure. Without closure, all we're able to look at LeBron and say is, he's the same old LeBron. Same old day, same thing, different day. Bottom line is, he's still great. He's doing what he's doing. But without closure, we can't fully appreciate the greatness that we were witnessing from him throughout this season. And that is why I say that the season wouldn't be a success, because when it comes to LeBron, one way or another, closure is what ultimately defines him, because everything in between, you can pretty much presume is going to transpire, and you ultimately dismiss it. You take it for granted, dismiss it, or whatever. That's the situation. He's measured by the closing results. And without a closing result, we're just not going to appreciate what we saw.
Look, obviously, it's not the ultimate success that a championship would be. And for the Lakers, by the way, and I did afternoon drive in L.A. I was there for almost 6 years on the radio. For L.A., for the Lakers in particular, a season that you don't win a championship is not considered a success. You have to win the championship. So especially LeBron now, it's his second season there. Ultimately, that would be true. Were he to have had an injury, was the season a success? No, you can't say it, because other teams will go on to win the championship. Some other team would. But the fact that no one is playing, if the season were not able to be finished, was this season a success for LeBron? Of course, we're talking about relatively at this point. But yes, you'd have to say yes. You're right, Stephen A. Usually, for LeBron, it's about what you do in the playoffs. Last year, he didn't make the playoffs. He got hurt, didn't make the playoffs. This would be an exception because there are no playoffs. And because unlike recent seasons, I would say starting with his last year in Miami through this year, he's taken his foot off the accelerator in the regular season. Because as you said, he knows he's being judged on the playoffs. He's a wise man. He's a wise player. That's why he's enjoyed this kind of longevity. One of the reasons he's learned how to pace himself, play high IQ basketball, and then match that with high effort basketball for him in the playoffs. That's true. But this year, my criticism of him was he put the pedal to the metal basically the whole season since the beginning. And you should make plans, longer range plans. I thought Kawhi was smart, load management. LeBron, what are you doing? You're going to be gassed for the playoffs. Look, the flip side of that is if you take you're not guaranteed tomorrow philosophy, you'll do your best today, which is basically what LeBron did all year. So he doesn't get credit taken away from him, which is what that would be, by saying his season wasn't a success. He played outstanding ball, like even by his standards, from wire to wire, however you want to measure those wires. And he beat Giannis and Kawhi in back-to-back games toward the end of what might be the end of the regular season, which also kind of puts a stamp on it. It's not like, Kawhi kept getting him. He couldn't beat the Bucks. He has the second best record in basketball, the best overall in the Western Conference. He got the wins against the Bucks and Kawhi, the Clippers against the Bucks and Giannis, the Clippers, Kawhi. He did that toward the end of the season. He did this with a crew, Stephen A. Anthony Davis, a 55-game-a-year player, really. Even last year, 56 games. LeBron's coming off catastrophic injury. The rest, there's no other all-stars on the crew. It's a great and successful season for him so far. And if so far is all we got, that's a successful season.
Stephen A. Smith, I agree with you. Max, I disagree with you. There are two ways to look at this. One is a rational perspective, which I can understand as a fan. You would have a rational perspective on this. When you think about it, Max, you're looking at, hey, this is his first year with a new team, first year new coach, first year with the duo system with him and Anthony Davis. He, led the league in assists. They're top of the Western Conference. That's a rational way to look at it. I think LeBron can look at it that way 10 years from now when he can put the game into perspective. But as an athlete, I never look at things rationally, Max. I'm irrational. That's what makes me great, right? I think I could do things that the normal person thinks I could never do. That's what is my dare to greatness. Now, we compare him to Michael Jordan as far as mindset. I know LeBron James is incredibly competitive. So when you look at this season as a whole, and Stephen A. Smith said it, you're 17, 35 years old. Like, I remember my losses way more than I remember my championships. So I'm going to look back at this season as a competitive athlete and be like, we missed this one. We missed this one. We had this one. So yes, can I say this season maybe surpassed my expectations? Yeah. Can I say this season was maybe satisfactory because of these things that we were able to accomplish? Yeah, but ultimately, as a competitive athlete, I measure my success based upon winning the championship, winning it. It's like me going back to college and saying, man, my first and my third year of college, we lost to the team that won the chip. And we won 30 plus games. We won the ACC. I got player of the year one of those years. Yeah. Those are okay seasons, but those seasons weren't as successful as me winning a national championship. So I think LeBron James, respectively, looking at this saying, it was a good season. Yeah, we accomplished a lot of things, maybe more than what I expected to accomplish in our first year together. But I can't say it was a success, because the success is me winning my 4th world championship.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.